pause this game because he stinks.
Oh, shit.
It's gone.
I want to welcome everybody back to another episode of the College Football Betting Show. Coming off a fantastic week 4, looking to keep the run and the hot streak alive. I'm your host, Malls Money. Let me turn that volume down. I can hear that feedback just a little bit. And you can find me on all MoneyPot podcast social medias. Go ahead and find me on YouTube and Facebook. But let me introduce you to the crew. One of the best live bettors I know. My guy on NFL Sundays. They call him Diddy. What's up, boy?
What's up? We here, and we ready.
Yes. I got some info for that too. I love how you just said that. And a new face to the show. You see him below. A sports books nightmare. You're soon. What did I write here? I don't even know. Damn, I messed up your intro. Let me I messed it up. A new face to the show, a sports book nightmare. Your soon to be favorite professional handicapper, C-Sharp. What's up, my guy?
What's going on, fellas? Turning the page to October. Here we go.
Let's go. All right, so we're going to do a quick recap of the bets last week. Diddy, me and you kind of combined for a nice heater here. We went 4-1-1 against the number on our best bets. I didn't bring in the teasers. These were just, the straight plays that we had.
No, bring them teasers in.
Yeah, I have to go back, right?
Okay.
Right, and get the teasers right. But just on the best bets on our straight plays, because I know you went on a run, so I'm not gonna take away your shine, brother. I got you. But that brings our number right now on our best bets across college football right now, believe it or not, gentlemen, 14, 10, and 1, which is 58% against the number. So when we talk about that number from a scope standpoint, your regular average bettor, it's probably around like 50%, 49%, somewhere in there, maybe even a little bit less, more like 47%. You mesh most of your professional gamblers, people who do that for a living, they hover around that 55 up into the upper echelon of 59, 60%. But if you're betting almost 60% year in, year out, you're printing money. Like you're printing money and you're having a hell of a run. It's very, very hard to do, especially the volume of how people bet, and people bet almost every day. To be able to pick at that rate is pretty special, and a pretty special year. I think Sharp said it last week. He's in a spot where he is doing this professionally. He is our professional handicapper, and he does hover around that over 55 percentile. So we're sitting at 58. So I think we're doing pretty good together. I think we're running the table a little bit here. So with that being said, the best thing you can do for us to support what we do and keep having us do what we do is like, follow, subscribe. That little thumbs up button right there, hit that like button, please. It helps us so much tremendously with the show. So go ahead and hit the like button. Much is appreciated. So I think it's time to kind of continue this fire. Let's get into the show. Now, the format's going to be somewhat similar for anybody who's new to watching the show right now. The format is we do a round table kind of style of our best bets. So we start with our top tier. What is our best bet of the week, whether it be Friday or Saturday? What is that best bet? Now, we try to go in chronological order because if we have a best bet on Friday, we kind of want to talk about that first. So we'll do that as well. But our first typical round table is our first best bet, and then we go down the tiers, and then we get to the end when we get to our teasers and our parlays and things like that, and our dog plays. But we want to make sure we give you guys the best bet at the top of the tier right out the gate. So, B. Diddy, you led the way last week. I'm going with the hot hand. We'll switch it up hopefully every week. I gotta get like a crown or something. I gotta send y'all when y'all the capper of the week, right?
Yeah.
You gotta show something.
I like that.
Yeah,
I need a Diddy. my plays weren't all that good, so I'm glad I tailed Diddy. You guys had a strong week. I tailed some of your stronger plays, and it got me out from under some early losses. And then I was fortunate enough to watch that USC game. Just a quick word of advice for any bettor out there: if your biggest game is later in the evening, you got to make sure you watch it. USC was my biggest bet, and obviously it didn't go my way. I was fortunate enough to watch it live, and so I was able to take the second half under. You just watch the game, you see how it's going. You got to admit you're wrong sometimes. That's the biggest thing in sports betting. I had a rough week. I was wrong. I was wrong on that game. I knew it middle of the second quarter. I just knew it wasn't going to work out. You got to adjust. That's part of betting.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not, it was a bounce, not a bounce back, but you said it before. You didn't know you went 6-0 first week out, first time. And next, you kind of retracted back,
Yep.
kind of gave a little bit back. So it kind of it's that wave that we got to ride. But like you said, I love how you said that. You got to always readjust every time you bet. So, B Diddy, what you got for me, buddy?
Yeah, man, we're gonna this is a game I kind of tagged a little bit last week, but I like it this week. I'm gonna follow this team that's not doing well. Coach admits that he's not doing well. Matter of fact, he said he's a bad coach in the presser. I agree. He is. He's trash, and that's gonna be a Michigan State University. I'm gonna fade these guys. I like Maryland. I like what I got out of Maryland, a team I spoke to you about early this year. That is my sleeper. I'm gonna take Maryland. I'm gonna buy a half a point. Might buy a full point to get it underneath that to get to the 6.5, just to be ensure that set. Maybe it might be close. Maybe Michigan State wakes up this week, but they don't wake up enough to win this game. I really like Maryland here in this spot. They're at home. They had a good outing last week, although they came up short, but they fought really hard. They probably should have won that game at Michigan. So I think they got a lot of confidence out of that game. I think Michigan State's on the other end of that. They're trying to find themselves. They're trying to figure out who we are. We were ranked early. Nobody really wanted us or even thought we should be ranked because we went to a game that went to a non-ranked team and was underdogs there. So the truth is in the pudding here. Give me Maryland, buy a half a point or buy a full point. And on top of that, if you want to kind of double down, I like Maryland's team total over, which is 34.5. I think they put up the points here.
So just we know for the viewers, are we doing both plays or are you just doing the Maryland?
Yeah, I mean, I can. Yeah, like I said, the weather is a factor here, right? We got a hurricane that's supposed to be coming up. It might be some rain. So before you put in a team total, just make sure the weather is where it needs to be. I love the play of the 7.5, the 7 or 6.5. Maryland wins by that, and they cover that touchdown. The team total, I also lean, I would say, depending on the weather. I mean, Michigan State's ranked dead last in college football as far as defensive wise, and they're getting torched 340 yards passing per game. So,
Okay. All right, so we'll take that as a Maryland play, buying the half a point, paying the little bit of juice that you're going to have to pay. So when you go to the window and you look at Maryland, you want to make sure whatever sports book you're using, you want to make sure that you're buying half the point. It'll probably be $1.15 or maybe even as high as $1.20 on that line. So shop around a little bit. Maybe you get a cheaper price. I know Caesar Sportsbook has been kind of a little bit decent in terms of their odds as well. I'm trying to get more people to bet with their sports book. Came over in the PA, I think.
Real quick on that. So Caesars right now is actually at -8. So if you do like that play, you need to do it sooner rather than later. So I am with Diddy in that you won't. It sounds like regardless of the weather, if you like, if you think it's a low-scoring game, high-scoring game, regardless of weather. If you like Michigan State to lose pretty handily, I would hop on Maryland sooner rather than later. That's not going to last.
Agreed. All right. I like that play. So I am going with first half Georgia. I like first half Georgia here. They've hit this first half, their first half number 3 out of the last 4 games. Obviously, I think they played Kent State. Kent State gave them a good run for a little bit there, but I don't think anybody was kind of worried that Georgia wasn't going to pull that game out. They didn't cover, but in the first three out of the 4 games, they did cover. I saw something here that the total of the first half was 30, and Missouri's team total is 12.5. So in my head, the way that game theory is going to work, Georgia, just like Georgia, Bama, all the big, big teams here, Power Five teams, they're just going to run them over because usually the backdoor covers on the second half. So I'm not sure if Missouri is going to score in the first half. Is how I'm looking at this, and if they do, I still think that Georgia is going to cover. The line is actually for the first half. It's not money line. It's actually 15.5. I believe Georgia should be up by 3 or 4 touchdowns in the first half. They might get it back in on that second quarter, but the first quarter for sure, Georgia should be up almost 14 zip. And then I think they poured on a little bit more in that second quarter. This defense is they lost so much in the draft, and there's defenses. I won't say just as good, but the way they're playing, they're putting up some numbers here, and teams just can't score on this team. So give me Georgia first half.
Yeah, I like that. So Georgia last week sat a lot of players against Kent State. Taking no disrespect away from Kent State, it wasn't the best game from Georgia. They definitely, however you want to look at it, they didn't show up. But part of that's the coaching staff. They rested a lot of players that were nicked up, getting ready for SEC play. So, and especially on defense. So I think Missouri's going to get blanked in the first half.
Yeah,
Maybe they score a field goal, maybe a fluky turnover. I don't know, but I do like maybe whether it's 20-6, 21-7, 14-0, 17-0. It's not my top. It's not my top 5, but I have put money already on that.
I like it. All right, Sharp, keep it going. What you got?
My number 1 play of the week is going to be over 42. It's currently 42. I got it a little earlier in the week when it first opened. I like over in the Clemson NC State game, 42. Part of the reason the number was so low is because it was looking like Hurricane Ian was going to be blasting South Carolina.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be the case. It's already there. It's going to push out by Saturday night. That's going to be pretty good field conditions. These are 2 NFL draftable quarterbacks. I just think that number is way too low. I know both defenses are good. I don't love NC State's offense. Clemson lost me money last week. I'm not going back there. Give me over 42, Clemson, NC State.
Yeah, I was looking at that also.
Yeah, a lot of the overreaction of the numbers with the weather has starting to hit the market, and now the buybacks are starting to happen because.
And I would get that sooner rather than later. Like when people wake up tomorrow, and your amateur bettors start looking at game day, and they say, "Oh, the weather's going to be good." That number's going to creep up. It's closer to 45 at kick. Watch.
I believe it. I think it's a good play. Good play. All right, B Diddy. Next play. Let's go.
So this is where I'm at, and I don't have the extra number now. Maybe you guys can help me out. But I want to follow this train of Ohio State team total. They're playing Rutgers at home.
Yeah.
That line is 39. I think I saw something crazy.
Oh, no, it's over 40, unless it came down a ton early
I
this
would say
morning.
if it's 39, baby.
Well, mine is 39. I mean, they're favored by 39. I'm sorry.
Yeah, favored by 39. What's the team total?
They don't
Anybody got it yet? It's not up yet?
No, I bet you it's Caesars is still catching up. Some things Caesars does, some things doesn't. They don't do.
Well, I'll put it like this: whatever it is, okay, whatever it is.
Let me see, where is it at?
Jump on it. That's just one of the things I'm really looking at, and it will be a lock for me, unless it's something like in the 60s. But I think Ohio State gets in the 50s against Rutgers.
Have they hit this every game, or no? They had one game where they didn't get this, right?
Well, they had 2 games. They played Arkansas State at 45, and Notre Dame had 21. But I think now that was the first 2 weeks of the season. You can kind of really see a big difference from week 1 to where they are now. I know they played Toledo and Wisconsin these last 2 weeks, but the way I see CJ Stroud able to just kind of do what he wants to do up and down the football field with the confidence on the defensive side, it's just one of them things. I just feel as though Ohio State is able to move the ball. And if the full team totals is too much, look at the first half. I think first half they've been killing it, at least 30 points a game in the first half. So if it's probably around the 28 mark, you can definitely get the 28 mark first half team total just to be confident.
All right, here we go. I was looking for this game. I was like, where the hell is this game at? Yeah, they don't have it up.
Yeah, I'm looking at two different. I'm on my third book now. I can't find a team total.
Okay,
Yeah,
no worries.
total.
And I got a backup
Um,
play just in case that don't work, and we're going to go Washington State -3.5 against Cal.
Okay.
There's not too much in there that I think need to talk about. Cal is one of them fighting teams, but once again, Cal's on the road. They're going up into Wuha or Woohoo, however you say it, Washington State. It's very tough to play there. It's a bounce back game for Washington State from Oregon. I think a lot of people were on Washington State at home here, but this is a different caliber team in Oregon. Oregon's kind of catching their rhythm. Cal's going to be steady. They're not going to be great. They're going to be steady. But I like that short line of Washington State -3 at home. If you want to buy half a point to get it to 3, just to get the push equity in there, you can. But I think it's a big bounce back for Washington State here to let everybody know that hey, we are pretty good to ourselves.
Yeah, I didn't look at that game. I don't have much of a read on that game, so something I definitely just put on the list to take a look at, see if I like the side and if I like to take. And just to continue on what you were already saying, which you're almost your exact same take, I'm going to apply that to tonight for this Washington UCLA game. I'm on the Washington side on this side. The line right now at some books are 3, some books is at 2.5. This UCLA team, I'm not sure how good they are. Right? They face some mediocre competition, and then they got pushed to the limit against South Alabama. I was on them last week with Colorado, but I think facing Washington is going to be a different beast here. And I think they're not going to be able to contain or hang with this offense. I think they're ranked fifth or fourth in the nation in offense, and Penix is just having an amazing year. So give me the better team, what I feel is the better team, and the better offense to win possibly a closeout and possibly a shootout in this game, and basing that the fact that Washington's faced some more stiffer competition and then it's able to still average almost close to 40 something points. Give me the Huskies. Give me the Huskies.
Yeah, this was a game I kind of stayed away. I mean, I like what you're saying there, Moss Money, and I had them as a pick early, and then I kind of like laid off a little bit because Bruins defense is in the top 24, top 25 in the country, and they create a lot of pressure for quarterbacks. So I know Penix has been having a good season, but I feel like they're going to kind of give Penix a little bit of trouble. And then on the opposite side, Washington has trouble stopping the run, and UCLA with that 3-headed monster back there, I think can give Washington some problems here too. So I'm a little curious. I'm a little hesitant here on this UCLA game. I'm actually might be on the opposite side of that and taking the money line for UCLA here.
How close of a game do you guys think this is? I mean, do you guys think that this is a one possession game for most of this game?
It's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. I'm trying to think about that. My thought is that I don't kind of similar to what B Diddy was saying. I don't know. I think I have a feel of how good this Washington team is, but I just don't know how good this UCLA team is versus the competition that they've faced.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. So to me, UCLA is this week's Michigan. I don't know. We're going to find out a lot about UCLA after this week. Yeah. I feel like I'm right there with you. I've seen Washington. They're a little more battle tested. I like their quarterback, Cam Rising. I just don't know what UCLA is. So I'm kind of on Diddy's side in that, like, I got burned last week on Michigan, and I feel like I should have waited one more week on one more actual real competition because I thought Maryland was legit. And I feel like I know Washington's legit. So I'm going to stay away just because I have no idea what UCLA is. But if I had to bet this game, I would lean your way.
On the wrong side, brother. On the wrong side. C-Sharp, what's up, bro? What you got for me?
Okay. My next game, I'm going back down south. I just think – I basically think this comes down to the flow of the game. So I like under 54.5, Ole Miss and Kentucky. I just don't think without Jeff Lebby, Ole Miss hasn't been as up tempo this year. They still got a stable of running backs. They've got a good offense. They just don't score quite as much, especially second halves without Jeff Lebby. So, and with that being said, Kentucky's getting their running back, Chris Rodriguez, back. Do I think individually he makes a huge difference? No, but what I do think is Kentucky's going to be able to sustain more drives. And so I think this is going to be a lower scoring game. Give me under 54.5.
I like
I just don't think either team hits 27.
That's interesting because Kentucky, surprisingly, offensively has done well. And I know they haven't really been battle tested. They haven't played anybody but Florida. But even when they went to the Swamp, they put up 26 in the Swamp. Yeah, you might be right. You might be right there. Ole Miss defense has kind of stepped up a little bit. They gave up 27 to Tulsa. Okay.
They did.
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be one of those SEC low scoring, sloppy, back and forth. I think it's a one possession game. I'm also leaning Kentucky +7.
Yeah, that's
do
what I was
know
going to say.
that
So sharp. So you might lean Kentucky then, right?
Yeah, I am leaning Kentucky. I have money on both those plays. Kentucky, I like Kentucky. Another quick thing on that game, Otis Reese, he's one of my favorite safeties in this upcoming draft. He was suspended for targeting in the second half last week, so he will be out. He'll be missing this first half, I believe. And Ole Miss also has a banged-up O-line. I don't know if all those guys are going to be able to go. I know their center's probably out. So I definitely am leaning Kentucky. And like I said, I've already played it. I like the under. I like Kentucky. I think this is a close game.
Yeah, that's what I was when you were talking about the under. I was leaning. Does that mean that kind of plays into was on the side?
Absolutely. And you'll see later, I've got Kentucky in my 10-point three-way teaser.
Yeah, they're on mine too.
I like that. Okay. All right. Let's keep it going, man. We'll go right back to you, B Diddy. We got Maryland, we got Ohio State team total, we got Washington State. You still got any more kind of straight plays, or are you ready for teasers?
Yeah, I got a straight play that I'm looking at right now, and that's going to be right there down south also, but more of a weaker conference, and we're going to go Duke -2.5. I'm fading UVA. I did fade them last week, and we barely missed that cover with Syracuse. I don't know what happened in the second half, but they were dominating that whole first half, and then got in the second half and couldn't score. But I think Duke is a solid team. I know they had a big game against Kansas, but I got a lot of backing behind Kansas as should be a ranked team by now. But I like Duke. They're consistent on offense. They can move the ball. They can score the football. And defensively, they fly around. I think people go in there and they're thinking they're not as big or as stout, but they're athletic. And I think UVA is still trying to figure it out. I know they had a close game against Syracuse away, but I think here Duke at home. I love Duke here at -2.5, so you got to worry about any points. Just give me the win by field goal if they have to, but I like them to win for sure.
Yeah, I completely agree with this play. This was a heavy lean. It didn't make the play sheet for me, but it was a heavy lean that I was thinking about playing. The only thing was the line, because I'm just wondering, the market should be caught up to Duke, in my opinion, and I don't know why this line is short. I was thinking more like 3.5 is where the line should be. But I'm not sure. Like I see that 2.5, it might be 3 at some books, but I still think it should be 3.5. And I think getting Duke under the number of 3 is a very good play. I think Duke's for real. So
the key to me in this game that kind of stood out for me is the defense for Duke. Right. So they're definitely improved from where they were last year. And like I said, they're flying around, they're physical, and they kind of stay within their scheme. So I think that's going to continue to give. I think the quarterback is Brennan Armstrong, some issues over there at UVA. He hasn't been the person that we thought he was going to be coming up into this year. So that's the main thing. And then I think I want to say there was a targeting in the UVA game from one of their lead guys for Virginia. So he won't be there. He's their leading tackler, I want to say. He won't be there also for the first half. So without him on the field, Duke's going to be able to kind of do whatever they want to do.
Okay. Yeah, I like the play. I like the play a lot. So I'm gonna write that. Duke. All right.
So hey, I got a couple things in that game. So that is another game I like. So I bet it. That's in a similar spot to me. If you guys remember, my only good play last week was UNLV, short favorite. Same spot to me. I just think it's the better team. I think this is a wrong line. I would have this line closer to 6. Another angle I see kind of going with you on Duke's defense. Virginia's team total is 25.5. That's not going to hit. I don't think that's hitting. Do you think that's hitting? Did he?
So I think historically I think in the trend they've all had high scoring games. Let me just double check trend. Let me just go back to their trends. I want to say their head to heads they've had high scoring games.
Yeah, I agree, but look at Virginia. They couldn't score against Old Dominion.
I agree. I'm just saying that's probably why the line is what it is. So I agree with you. I mean, when that's not sleep on Old Dominion. Old Dominion defense is tough. I think they probably
I agree.
Best defenses in the country, but
Kansas's offense is legit, and Duke
sure.
kept them, and they hung tough in that game. So I'm 100% with you on your play, but I would also take a hard look at under on Virginia's team total.
I got you. Yeah. I would too. I think 25. I mean, you're getting under 24, so that's good. That's a key number.
Because if you look at the team totals, Duke's is 26.5, Virginia's is 25.5. Why is it only a point off?
So let's look at the trend here. So head to head versus Duke over the past 5 years. Let's say Virginia 48 points, Virginia 38 points, Virginia 48 points, Virginia 28 points, Virginia 28 points, Virginia 34 points, Virginia 42 points. That's over the past 7 years.
But Virginia's coaching staff now coaches for Syracuse.
100%. I agree with you. I agree.
I don't think it's
I think that may be what's pushing that number up.
Okay.
A little bit. Just on their head to head, it's been kind of
Yeah, that's good historical data.
I like 25 and under though. I do like that.
Yeah, I like the 25 and under too. And I don't know why I didn't put Duke. I had Duke circle, but I didn't put him on my list.
Yeah, it sounds like we're all in agreement.
Yeah,
it's one of my top 6 plays.
For sure. Should have been number one the way we're talking about Duke. Yeah, I'd say 3.5. You have the line at 6. Like, you know what I mean?
I did. I did.
Way undervaluing Duke here.
Agreed.
Yeah. Even the money line's short. It's only minus 135.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The only reason I didn't is because I have UVA under 25.5 is my bigger play in this game. So that's on my list. So I felt like it. You know what I mean? I was going to mention that, and no one mentioned Duke.
Okay. Yeah. So you know what? I was going to. I didn't have any more straight plays, but I'm adding Duke to my straight plays. I had it circled on there. I should
love it.
Down. So I'm in agreement with both of you boys, Duke, and I'll even add the under UVA play as well. You know, I completely agree. So I'm adding those two plays to my list as well. So all I have is a teaser play and a dog parlay that I like. So I don't have any more straight plays. Anybody else have any added straight plays? Sharp, you look like you got a laundry list. Right.
I've got a few more. I feel like I'm a lot more locked in this week. I'm not gonna lie. Last week was my girlfriend's 33rd birthday, and I went over the top on doing stuff for her. I don't know if it hurt my betting game, but I'm way more locked in.
It definitely hurts your betting game.
Yeah,
blame it on her for sure.
So my next play is it's a doozy of a game. I mean, it's the game most people are going to be watching. I just think it's way too many points. Arkansas 17.5. I mean, if Arkansas didn't give that game away last week and they beat A&M, what's the spread? 14? So I just think there's no way that fluke, why would you jump from the 4-yard line on first and goal? It is what it is. And then the field goal off the uprights back. Like, I'm not a huge believer in Alabama this year. I am as a good team. I don't think they're a great team. I think 17 and a half on the road is a lot.
And not even that in Arkansas, right? Like, like in Arkansas, Razorbacks, it's tough to play in that stadium. I definitely, it's not a play for me. I would actually, if I was doing anything with this play, I would tease Arkansas up to get them through
Yep.
that 24. If you can find it at 17.5 for certain shots, I know it opened, I think, closer to 18.5, and it got bet down. But I completely agree with you here. For whatever reason, Bama on the road, has tough times on the road here. They barely beat Texas earlier this year. So, I agree with you here. I think the bet here. I mean, could we see Bama winning by 3 touchdowns? Absolutely.
Yep.
But the betting and the handicap here is the play is Arkansas. I do agree with that play.
And
Sure.
so, real quick, if we want to talk about this, like just to put it out there, just to show, for example, for people listening, following. So I have Arkansas 17.5 for 1 unit. The teaser that I'm going to have Arkansas in at 27.5 is a multiple unit play. So I am with you in that. Could I see Alabama blowing them out? Yes, but by more than 27.5, no way. I think they're going to be. I mean, they're in my teaser play along with Kentucky.
I like it. Keep it going, man. What else you got?
So the market's finally started to react. I've been betting these games for 5 years now. I don't love this number. I wish it was over 40 like it used to be. But Commander-in-Chief Trophy, 38.5. Give me under Air Force, Navy. Both these teams run the ball over 80%. If there's fluke touchdowns, there's fluke touchdowns. But this is just a principal bet for me.
All right, so we got the under 38 Navy. Where is that game played? Navy Air Force.
That's in Annapolis this year.
Okay.
So weather could be a factor.
Okay. Air Force. All right. Anything else? Or we moving to teasers?
The only thing I was going to mention is, I was waiting on San Diego State tonight. Hopefully it gets to 7. If it gets to 7, I'm definitely going to take it. If it doesn't, I probably won't take it. My last play is I probably should have put it higher on the board. It's like I've been riding this well, and I feel like eventually it's going to stop. But I don't think the market is correct to KU. How is KU a home underdog? That line stinks. Maybe I'm walking into a sharp trap, which is why Kansas is going to be that third leg of that big parlay for me, or that big teaser for me. But KU, they're a good team, just like we talked about Duke. Iowa State is not better than Kansas. Give me Kansas +3 at home.
Like the home dog there.
So, and on that topic, I do have like 3 sleeping games or sleepers or underdog plays I can throw out there that I do like a lot and probably be small plays for me as possibly in money line plays because you're getting there, or if you feel comfortable with the points. And
Agreed.
one of them is what you just spoke about is Kansas +3.
I'm right with you, boys.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, the value would be on the money line there.
I've got a money line sprinkle, so I'm with you.
Yeah. So I like a little sprinkle on Kansas money line against Iowa State. I think it's a home game, right?
Yep.
For Kansas.
Yep.
I also do like the points here more, but I kind of faded away a little bit because I think Florida State's coming in full health, so this might be a little tougher game than I think. But I think Wake Forest is going to take a little bit from that Clemson game. I think it kind of told them a lot about themselves playing Clemson at home. Although they lost in a heartbreaker, but they weren't supposed to win that game anyway. So I think they kind of take that over to, and 6.5 I feel is a little bit too much here against Florida State, but I could be wrong. But it's just a more of a lean for me for underdog.
Okay, so it's just a lean.
Right. Yeah, it's a lean.
Okay, cool. All right, B Diddy. Let's see what you do teasers. Well,
yeah, I got 3 teasers, man. The teasers are
all 10-point teasers.
They're all 3-team 10-point teasers.
Right.
The one is for tonight. We're going to go UNLV -4. New Mexico is abysmal. That's all I need to say. -4 UNLV should be able to cover that. Here I'm going to go UCLA +13. And then we're going to go under San Diego State, Boise State, under 49. So we'll get up to 10 points. I think the line's at 39. We'll get it under 49. Both those offenses have been trash, especially coming from San Diego State side. I think they're even ranked behind their service academies in total offense or passing yards. So they can't pass the ball. So I mean, if it's going to be one-sided, it'll be one-sided. But I think it's under 49. I don't think it hits 50 points at all. Not even close. So that play is teasers is UNLV -4, UCLA +13. We already talked about the UCLA game, and then San Diego State, Boise State under 49.
Okay.
That's for tonight play.
Keep the teaser train going.
We're going to go to Saturday's plays. We're going to go Michigan. The line is -11. We're going to go -1, so pretty much Michigan to win.
Yep.
Playing Iowa. I believe that game's at home, correct?
Yeah, it's in Iowa.
It's in Iowa, away in Iowa. So that will be a tough place to play. But I like them. I like them to win because I think they're the better team.
Mm-hmm.
Iowa offensively is abysmal. They cannot move the ball. Michigan's defense is stout.
Yep. Agreed.
They just have issues playing against those spread offenses a little bit when the quarterback is, as agile and able to kind of throw the ball around the field. But Iowa can't do that. So I like the game here. Keep them in the box. Michigan wins. We're going to tease that with Utah to a pick against Oregon State. I think everybody has kind of slept a little bit on Utah after the first game against Florida, not really understanding how rough it is to win in the swamp, especially on the first game of the year when a team has all summer to kind of prepare for you. Utah's legit. We're gonna get them to win, and then we're gonna go. At first, I put Bama there -7, but I think I was leaning what you were saying against Arkansas. It's gonna be a tough game there. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna go Minnesota -2.5 versus Purdue. I love Minnesota's team. I think they're solid all the way around. They're offensively, they can do whatever they want to do. They're heavy on the run, which leads up the pass play action for the pass. And defensively, they're stout. They showed you what they can do against Michigan State. So I like Minnesota there -2.5.
All right.
Last teaser, we're going to go in the late nights. We're going to go LSU +2 against Auburn. The line is at I think it was
-8. Yeah.
-8. So we'll get it down to +2. So get them over that money that win line there.
Yeah.
Auburn is just not good. LSU is going more on an uptick. Offensively, they're a little more dynamic than they are. Don't give a little trouble for Auburn's defense. Especially if Missouri can give Auburn some trouble. LSU is going to give Auburn some trouble here. I like this here. Coastal Carolina, Georgia Southern. We're going to tease that down and go over 55. Both those teams can move the ball and score at will. I love that, especially Georgia Southern. They can move the ball and score at will. Same for Coastal Carolina, who should also be, if they're not ranked by now. And then we're going to go Oregon, playing Stanford at home. We'll get them down to -7. I wish I can get them 6.5, but the 7's there. I think Oregon smacks these dudes around. Stanford struggles on defense, and they're going to have a hard time keeping up with Oregon defensively. So give me Oregon. I like Oregon. And even can look at Oregon's team total over too. Might be great. If USC can do whatever they want to do there, then I think Oregon's going to do the same exact thing as Stanford.
All right. Yeah, there's a couple games I had and a couple games I didn't know too much about. I like the LSU play. The Coastal Carolina Georgia Southern game, I was kind of looking at it pending weather, how that is going to go. But I know these are two defenses that you want to kind of look at here. So I think, like Sharp said earlier, the weather is going to kind of I can't even say the word. The weather's not going to be as harsh as we thought going into the weekend. So we'll see how the market responds once the weather report comes out tomorrow morning, and we have a better understanding of where the storm is, winds, rain, et cetera, et cetera. So I think all good, solid picks. Let's keep the train running, man. You went with it. You ran with it last week. Let's see if you can keep the run going. I got one teaser for me, 1-3 team teaser for myself. I'm going. I think you already talked about it, Sharp. I got Arkansas at the top of the list, -27. I'm going Michigan, like you just said too, B Diddy, and I'm going Georgia. Like I said, I don't think Missouri is going to be able to really score in this game, and if they do, they might get 10 points. But I think Georgia keeps the train going. I think they win this game by 10. I think they win this game by at least 3 touchdowns. Give me Georgia -18.5.
Okay. Nice. I've got 2 plays. One's a teaser, 10-point teaser, pays the same amount like I talked about it last week, pays 5-2, 2.5 to 1. I'm taking Kentucky, bumped up to +17. I've got Arkansas bumped up to plus 27.5, and I've got Kansas bumped up to plus 13. My parlay is a three-way parlay. It kind of goes to with just a little bit of underdog sprinkles, I guess, here. I'm not a big believer in Baylor. I'm not really sure what Oklahoma State is, but give me Oklahoma State money line. Give me Kansas money line. And then I'm going to pair that with a big favorite, Ohio State, just to make sure I know I've got one of those two locked in. And then basically, hopefully, I'm waiting on is Oklahoma State.
What's the payout on that?
That when you throw Ohio State in, that only ends up paying out 4-1.
4-1.
So Sharp, without Ohio State, just a 2-team teaser, where you get, 2-team parlay, where does it get you?
It's got to be like
a little, huh?
I was gonna say 2.5 to 3, right?
Yeah, a little under that. Ohio State gets you a little bit more.
Really? Oh, for the spread or the money line?
Spread.
Oh, for the spread. Okay.
Yeah.
Spread 39.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Sorry, I misunderstood you.
Yeah, Ohio State. If you throw the Ohio State money line, you might as well just do a two-way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. That's why
I misunderstood value right there.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that two-way parlay. I don't know. I just like the little added value on Ohio State to cover. I mean, that's just a small little parlay. I'm not a big parlay bettor, but I was going to put San Diego State in it, money line, but man, I don't know. I really just want to see if that game gets to 7. If it does, I'll pull the trigger there.
All right, I have a dog parlay too. Pay 6-1, both money line plays. I think we've all been on these guys as well. It's Candace. I have Candace money line here, and here's a shocker for you. I'm going NC State. NC State upset Clemson and Clemson. I think this. Well, first it was my thought was the weather, and then I'm looking at this game and I'm looking at how this game's going to flow with the defense, and I just don't trust. I think B Diddy, you said it last week. We just don't trust this offense on Clemson. We just don't, and I think it shows up here, and I think NC State wins in the title. So give me NC State. Give me the true dog there. They're at +7. If you like the number, you can get them at +7. But I'm taking the money line, spring a little bit on the money line, and I play 6-1.
So is this a good play here? Is it over 42? A good play here?
I like it. I think it's going to be higher scoring than people think. I just do. I like Will Shipley for Clemson. I just think both teams will get over 20. I do think it's going to be close, but I think it gets over 42.
Give me NC State in Death Valley, baby.
Yeah, I like that.
So I have so that's my dog play. You gave a parlay. I think you gave a lot of plays. I don't think you got anything else, or you think you're good right there.
Oh yeah, I'm good. I gave a good amount of plays. Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So I think we have a lot of plays. I think one of the takeaways that I was writing down, if you guys want to, for the viewers thinking about, well, what are the, so many plays. What are all your best plays? We agreed on Duke. Between all of us, I think we're kind of all there with Arkansas. I'm not sure if you are, B Diddy.
I'm off that one, but I don't mind it for sure.
Yeah, so it was Duke, Arkansas.
I love the +27 for sure in a teaser. Yeah,
I think was that it? Was that the? I know there was some Kentucky talk.
Kansas, I thought Kansas was definitely in agreement.
It's not Kentucky, Kansas. Yeah.
Kansas,
so Duke, Kansas, and Duke, Kansas, and Arkansas.
I didn't think those would be 3 teams that we'd be.
Those are the ones that it sounds like between all of us that we all kind of agree on that side. So for the viewers just watching, I think that's something just to take away. I haven't looked back at the film of when we all three of us agree. What's that record? I'm pretty sure probably. I think we've only agreed maybe all three of us maybe 2 or 3 times in the play, and I don't think we lost. But I mean, we're still hitting at a 58% clip. So, you know what I mean?
That would be a really good teaser play. Those three would be a really good teaser play. Arkansas, Duke, Kansas.
Spitting that knowledge, Sharp.
Be a good teaser play.
Yeah, I just wrote it down. So we got teasers, we got straight bets, we got dog bets, and I think we're gonna get over 60% by next week. So for my guy B Diddy, for Sharp, for everybody watching, thank you as always. Make sure you hit that subscribe or like button, and make sure you let us know if you hit a bet. If you hit a bet, people like to text me and tell me they hit bets. Hey man, tag us in the bet. Tag MoneyPot Podcast. Let us know. We'll repost it and let us know that we're helping you win money. You boys got anything else before we get out? We all
Have
good?
a good weekend, fellas.
Well, I know one thing. Sharp. I ain't heard Sharp say nothing about no Oklahoma this week.
PTSD.
I hear that.
Enjoy it, man. All right, guys.
All right, fellas. Appreciate you always jumping on. Appreciate you guys listening. Good luck, and may the gods of bettors bless you. We out.
Go Bucks.
Let's go! This ain't the box like force this game, he stinks! Oh shit! It's